What's up, zmot, T-Moz, War Factory Day. War Factory dropped, about 20 minutes ago. So let's have a quick look at that. And holy gadzooks, this is a mess. This is going to be a very, very difficult War Factory. We've got no free GBE anywhere, it seems. Yeah, none. So even for people who are just trying to get the basic reward thresholds, this is going to be a tough War Factory. Let's see if we can count the shocks by core. So if we shock like that and like that. So we've got 5 shocks just to hit core. Most likely. I mean, you might be able to minimize it to 4, but regardless, there's a lot going on here. And no free GBEs. So this is going to be a mess. But we've got 5 attacks and 5 shocks. So as long as we can minimize the number of shocks, let's see what kind of health we've got. So I mean, even the rocket launchers have big health today. I cannot take out a 55,000 or 56,000 health rocket launcher with GBE. So it's going to have to be a lot of troops thrown against the rocks. Let's. So I'm thinking that if I can sit right in there, my troops should be able to range all of this stuff. So then it's just a matter of marking them. And when I say marking, what if I park right here, my troops might attack the sniper tower, they might attack the boom cannon. So rather than having to flare each defense, we'll drop an artillery right there, and that way we know that our troops will remove the damaged defenses first. So these lasers will go, this shock launcher will go, and essentially we've removed 1 shock at that point, which should make things a little bit easier. That's all. That's my basic goal, is just park right in here so we're out of range of these 3 lasers, we're out of range of these lasers, and then we'll drop a shock right about, let's see here, we'll shock those together, we'll shock these together, and then we'll shock these together. So gonna have to use 3 shocks to clear, which is not a good scenario to be in, but as long as we have our delay, we should be okay. This is just not pretty, and it's gonna take some work. So good luck to everyone out there. This is probably the hardest War Factory I've seen for low levels. Low levels and lasers do not mix. It's just an ugly, ugly scenario. I could probably get rid of, actually I probably could get rid of these 3 lasers first, a little bit easier. But again, we're still looking at 3 shocks, and it's a bit further walk. So I'm gonna start down here. You might want to come back here and get these lasers. I considered getting the rocket launchers first, but the hot pot is just gonna make that difficult. If you're gonna take the rocket launchers first, perhaps you could park in here, but then you're still looking at 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 shocks, maybe more. Like this laser might, let's check the range on this laser. So it's, whatever you do is going to be ugly today. I definitely am curious to see what people do, but this is going to be my attempt. I will give it a shot, we'll see how it goes, and we will adjust accordingly. Man, this is ugly, ugly, ugly. Yeah, so let's just check the ranges one more time. So I'm gonna flare right to about there, and then we will be in range of that and that. I'll have to 1, probably safer to shock like that. 1, 2, 3. And if for some reason we go in range of these lasers, it's going to be ugly. So wish me luck. Let's see what we can pull off. Actually, I might barrage right here, just because as long as I barrage away, like over it here, away from this BC, I don't want to damage this BC. If I damage the BC or the sniper, it's going to be trouble, because I don't want my zookas to waste time taking those single shot defenses. So, oh, it's going to be ugly, ugly. But at least it's close. Like, because this is only, let's back up here. Because this is only going to be like 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 smokes. that's a weird shape, hey? Maybe 5 smoke. I should have a fair bit of GBE left, so... Oh, these are the ones that on a low level are just nerve-wracking. Let's go and see what happens, I suppose. Ugh, this I don't have all my troops yet. That'd be a good start. Let's finish off my troops. Oh, I do have all my troops. I just didn't show them as being there yet. So that's kind of odd. It shows 11 now. Must have been just off. So let's get the attack rolling. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Might as well clear this boom mine while we do that. I'm going to drop my smoke down here and here. Get all of... Okay, we still got a delay. That's pretty critical. So nothing has turned our way yet. One, two, three. Shocked a little bit early, but that's never a bad thing to shock early. And we got a lot of stuff down, which is very useful. I'm going to use the rest of my GBE on this rocket launcher in the hopes that I can maybe get it down later on. Okay, so attack number 1, I think that was a success. We got all the defenses down that I wanted to on that one. But now we just got to move in and do it again. Like, this is ugly, ugly, ugly. Those lasers are likely going to range as well. Man, this is just a shit show. So next up, I'm tempted to get these 3, but I'm wondering if I shouldn't get... Oh, this is... I hate... I hate these kind of... Let's get it. Are my troops loading yet? Troops are not loading. Let's just go back here. This is going to be the longest War Factory in history for me. So next I need to clear... If I could just hit core here, actually. 1, 2, 3. That might actually be better just to hit core and just... Are these lasers back here? What I was thinking is if I could just do 1 shock, 2 shocks, 3 shocks, 4 shocks, but 5 shocks for these back lasers is still a bit too much for me. I haven't really minimized a shock yet, have I? My god, this is crazy. Okay, so I guess next up we try and remove these 3. I'm sure someone out there is going to have a way better plan than I did on this one. I'm just not seeing it this morning at all. So, although I can probably... What I'm going to try to do, come on. Let's get this back. There we go. What I'm going to try... Oh, I keep doing this. Let's turn this off. I'm going to try to come in, remove these 3, and then get out of dodge and farm all this GBE. I think that's probably the best route for me to go, since this rocket launcher right here is going to range most of that stuff. So just get in, have a quick strike, and away we go. Okay, lasers, 1, 2, 3, 4 shocks again. I don't like doing 4 shocks. We're gonna have to make sure we park well out of this laser's range. This is just madness. Okay, so I'm just gonna barrage. Let's get some troops loaded. I'm just gonna keep going. We'll worst case, someone out there will see this and say that worked. I'm gonna build off of it because I'm just not feeling very optimistic about this. Let's drop our barrage right in here. You'll notice that it marked a couple of those machine guns, but I'm not too concerned about that at this point yet. I'm going to drop with a 1 smoke drop, because I think I can. Shock Blaster's going to get a couple, but that's not a big concern of mine at this point. Not at all. Okay, 1, 2. So a little bit early, but I think we can get away from that. I re-smoked a little bit too early, so that shock blaster's going to get... come on, I just need to get some extra GBE here. I might be able to get rid of that shock blaster and keep farming. Come on. I'm just going to keep tapping artillery so I can hopefully get rid of that shock blaster. There we go. So now we got some free GBE. I'm just going to keep clearing as much as I possibly can. Gonna try to stay out of that rocket's range. Not sure that hitting this rocket was probably the best. I probably should be hitting this laser back here, but I'm already in for a bunch, so I'm just gonna keep clearing. That laser's gonna start ranging me in a second here. But I mean, we're getting some decent clearing attacks. We're getting some decent clearing action here, so. And plus I'm clearing the mines by walking on them, so always a bonus there as well. There goes that. So we've got a decent sized hole there. Don't want to take that crate out, that's good. Okay, onwards and upwards, and just to clarify, this is an HQ18 account with a HQ18 armory, level 18 zookas, maxed out everything else for our offensive wise. Let's have a quick look one more time. That's 2 attacks down, decent amount of clearing. My god, just messy. So 1, 2, 3. I can probably hit core at this point if I really wanted to, because it's gonna be, we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4 shocks probably, but I'm going to clear a little bit more just because I want to make it easier on myself and on everyone who wants to copy this. So these lasers range everything. These lasers range sure, although nothing else ranges. Okay, so here we go. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and remove this stuff, and then it will only be 2 shocks to keep clearing. That rocket launcher is... Actually, let's do that. I'm going to get rid of the rocket launcher first, because then I can clear all of this stuff. Oh, let's delete that. I can clear all of this stuff without having to shock a rocket launcher. So, make it a little bit easier on myself. Make all this GBE worthwhile. So, I'm going to do a side drop. Okay, here we go. I can't mark that stuff, though, is the problem. So many things to consider on this one. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna get back to War Factory. So many diamonds today, not what I like to do whatsoever. Barrage. Come on, die, rocket launcher, die. One more. See how much GBE it cost me just to do 20,000 damage. It's a little bit unnerving. So I'm going to do a side drop to here, starting way out wide where nothing can range me. And then I'm going to drop my smoke, and I'm going to flare right to there on a nice 45-degree angle line. Should have dropped my last 2 smokes together, so it's going to be a bit of a mess, and I'm a little bit nervous about that. Oh, I didn't shock that one laser. I'm done for. Yeah, I didn't shock that one laser. This is a big screw-up attack is what this is. Oh, crap. That was bad. That was just terrible. I missed a shock. Oh, it was going so well. Anyway, I should have hit core. So, let's see here. If I hit the core, I need to shock. I mean, I can shock the mortars with 1, sure. 2, 3. I'm just gonna do it. Let's hit core. It's going to be a little bit messy, but actually let's just check how much health that has. So I'm gonna get rid of this machine gun, and then I can shock all that stuff with 1, and we'll just hope for the best. Ugh. This is going to be a big mistake. This War Factory is a giant mistake. Hopefully I can get this down with 2 artillery, not 3. We'll soon find out here in a second. Nope, of course it's going to be 3, and I didn't put it on the core, which was dumb as well. Okay, here goes nothing. 1, 2, 3, okay. 77 GBE to get to core and take it. I mean, it's not probably, chances of it going down right now are about 0. But that's not what we're after. We're after doing as much damage as we possibly can. Last 2 smokes together. Probably should be using, oh, I do have enough for 4. I'm going to use 4 shocks. Screw it. I don't want that machine gun to the right of the core doing any damage to me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So next takedown should be pretty easy, but my gosh, all 5 attacks. That 3rd attack was just not a good idea. Not a good idea whatsoever. I don't know why I went into those lasers. So let's just see for a second. I think I have a laser that's actually, that laser is basically dead. So I'm gonna, if I get rid of this laser, I can shock a little bit cleaner. So I'm gonna try that. I mean, I've got the GBE for it, so let's just get rid of that as well. Oh, I hate this stuff. This War Factory is difficult. I mean, sorry, don't get me wrong. I love it that the War Factory is difficult. That is great. Difficult War Factory is good times. I like difficult War Factory. I just don't like that I had to spend so many diamonds to do it. And I think this recording is like an hour long so far too. So apologies, difficult War Factory, many diamonds. I hope you appreciate the effort and time and all of those sorts of things. Need to keep our delay. That's the biggest thing about this, is your delay. You need your delay. It's so critical in these situations. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And down it goes. Much prettier, much easier. Man, that was difficult though. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you did it differently. I think that 3rd attack, the first 2 were alright, the 3rd attack was just a bad idea. I mean, I shocked that stuff anyways, so not ideal. That's War Factory. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.